What is going on, everyone? Welcome to 24/7 Football, and we're at Rochdale today speaking to the Bolton Wanderers fans. Bolton Wanderers, a team that just 11 years ago were playing Bayern Munich away and getting a 2-2 draw in European football. It's fast forward 11 years and they're now, don't even know if they're going to have a club in the next few days. Laurence Bassini has just blocked a potential takeover of the club as well. They've gone through the Ken Anderson era, they've been through hell and back, so we're going to be speaking to the Bolton fans, just seeing what their views are. Okay, so joined now outside Rochdale by Dave and Alfie. Thank you very much for speaking to us, guys. Dave, how long have you been a Bolton fan for?
25 years, I'd say.
Alfie, how long have you been a Bolton fan for?
You just got me into it, to be honest.
Just today, or just for all your life?
It's a couple of years.
So, how does it feel to go from supporting a European team in Bolton, going Bayern Munich, getting draws, to what it is now, the situation it is now, not knowing that you might have a football club?
Well, it's one of them things, you know, I suppose most football fans, you can't take anything for granted anymore. You know, we were there in Premier League flying high, you know, finishing 5th, same points as Liverpool when they won the Champions League, and you know, 20 years later we're here. So yeah, it's just can't ever take it for granted.
Alfie, what's it like to support Bolton at the moment, mate?
A lot of troubles going on at the moment. I wish it could be all sorted at the moment, so we'll have to see.
We'll see. So, aside from that, how proud of you of the youth team that stepped up unpaid, playing away?
We were there Saturday. You know, you're looking at the team sheet, seen a couple of names from the reserve last year, but vast majority were all new to me and probably to most of the fans as well. For 90 minutes, they ran their hearts out. They chased every man, every ball, you know, down the channels. They were after it. Didn't give Coventry a second on the ball, and it was just refreshing to see. You know, because we've been used to teams plodding through, you know, for years under Parkinson. It's kind of long ball. So seeing this energy in the team was fantastic, and I think the fans really appreciate the efforts.
What's it been like as well from a supporter point of view? You know, you can't even buy tickets from your own club. What's that been like not even knowing that you might have a club next week?
That's it. I mean, we had the game against Coventry. We couldn't buy tickets until the day before. They'd been released on the Tuesday and then they were taken off sale again. You can't plan for your games, you know. Football season comes round, that's what you live for, don't you? You know, you want to know what games you're going to. We've got people that, season ticket holders that don't have a season ticket, you know, so they can't plan what they're doing it. So yeah, you know, it's the uncertainty of not knowing. It's difficult, you know, and obviously we had a lot of troubles at the back end of last season as well. You know, we had the Ipswich game was in doubt, the Brentford game got postponed as well, you know, so we hoped over pre-season it gets sorted out, but no, it seems to have carried on. So I suppose we're used to it now, really, to be honest with you. What
we can see when we're around here, Bolton have got a terrific fan base and a loyal fan base at that as well. What would you say to Bassini if you had a chance, if he was watching this video right now?
Well, I think Bassini has got a lot to answer for. You know, we were expecting the takeover to happen last week, and Saturday should have been a celebration. He put a massive spanner in the works with what he did. He's had plenty of time to do that as well. That injunction, you know, it seems like he's done it a bit slyly, I think, to be honest with you. He must have known the takeover was going to happen, and he's done something. We don't want him there. He's got a terrible history of running businesses, running Watford Football Club. We don't want an owner like that. We want to start from scratch. We want owners that care about the club. We want to move forward, clean slate. Bassini, stay away from Bolton, please.
Alfie, do you echo that? Do you just want it all to be sorted, mate?
Yes, I do. It's been up and down recently, so just Bassini, go away.
All right, so joined by Bolton fan Robert now. Robert, how long have you been a Bolton supporter for?
6 years.
6 years. And how disappointing is it to see what's going on at your club, obviously with Bassini blocking the sale of the club, and you're playing a youth team at the moment?
Bassini blocking the club. He says he's got the club at heart. That's lies, or he wouldn't be blocking it. It's pure money. That's all he's in it for, money. Now, Parky, the manager, I thought last season he was so negative. It was a great. We went to the first away game. We had 0 shots on target, 0 corners, and Parky think that's great. The professionals decided not to play. We played a youth team. They ran their hats out. They shot. That I would not play the full team. They didn't. If they don't want to play with us, the young boys are more than capable of doing it for us. It's sad that where we are, that we can't buy tickets. A season ticket, they were meant to go on sale, never went on sale. It's a last scramble to get tickets. That home game there, We couldn't even get our seats there. We get close to it, and everybody else was all scrambling. It's a disgrace. They don't give enough information out, but the young boys are doing us proud.
Definitely, definitely. What's it like supporting a club that you ultimately don't know if there's a future for them?
And we're hopeful. We're hopeful that we're going to come through this, and come through at the other end. And I don't know how everybody else feels. I love just going down and watching the guys, being at home. I love coming away. I love following Bolton. Me and the wife, who's standing in the corner, is camera shy, said that it's lovely. We go everywhere. We go away everywhere. Gillingham, we're playing Gillingham at the end of the month. We booked into a hotel. We don't know if we're going to get tickets. We don't know if we're going to be alive. I don't know if we're going to be. I just don't. I feel sorry for the state of Bolton just now.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. Obviously, if Bassini was watching this right now, what would you say to him?
Back off, leave us alone. We don't want you near us, and I'm sure the fans will tell him that. We don't want you at our club.
Ben, how long have you been a Bolton supporter for?
As long as I've been alive, really. I think I had a season ticket when I was about 5, 6.
So you've seen Bolton in the big time?
Yeah, that's me growing up for Kocher, all the big stars, and now, it's just a bunch of kids coming out, but still love them.
Yeah. What do you make of what's going on at Bolton? Describe how it feels when you might not even, how it feels to know that you might not even have a club at the end of the month.
It's just been an absolute roller coaster ever since, well, for years now. You check Twitter or whatever every day, and you've no idea what's going to come up next. Every time you think there's you're on the up, and then suddenly it all plummets down again. So it's tough, but you just take each day as it comes, and there's enough fans around Bolton and that mean that I think there will always be a club in some form, but it's just you never know which form it's going to take.
On the flip side, how proud of you of the youth team that have been, getting a 0-0 against Coventry felt like a win, surely?
Yeah, well, I was there on Saturday and it was just amazing. Like, it was almost like a cup game. Every clearance, every corner, he's like, his crowd's going up for it, and it was, we've not seen that for years. That kind of spirit, that kind of, determination to just want every ball, and you can see how much it meant to them. And for the fans who've seen mercenaries come in and go for years, these free agents who get shipped in, journeymen and all that, and to see someone that that cares, people that care. Harry Brockbank, probably if he plays tonight, he'll probably be captain. And he's like 20, 21, I'm not exactly sure. Captain in a club today that he's been since he was a kid, and that's we can identify with that a lot more than any other player like that.
What would you say to Bassini if he was watching this right now?
I mean, Phil Parkinson put it better than I ever could. Just like he said, just leave us alone. He's come in and he wants to. It's just very strange to me. The fact that he claims to have this document from months ago that says he's the rightful man to take over this club from Ken Anderson, and yet he waits till the day before, supposedly. Obviously, you're not sure how much you can believe that itself from Football Ventures saying the club's going to be taken over, and then he comes in and says, no, wait a minute, I've got this document, and throws it all into the mire. So. Just like I said, Phil's put it better than I ever could. Obviously, he's on the inside. Just go away. There's no other better way of putting it, really. Just leave us alone. He's been at Watford and gone down for bankruptcy. He's clearly not fit to have it, much like Ken Anderson was with us before. He's got no right to be here. So I don't understand why the EFL have just told him not to just go away.
Do you think the EFL have to take a little bit of responsibility, in the fact that, especially with people like Bury and that fit and proper test, it just doesn't seem to work, does it?
Well, no, I think not to be fair, I know that obviously the EFL have just been an absolute shambles throughout. I understand that the first time the club was in the mire, they had no really alternative other than Ken Anderson to take a punt on the man, even though he's already proved before to not be fit or proper for the job. So they've clearly just gone with him, and eventually it's all unravelled on itself. So I think they do have to take responsibility. Ultimately, that is their duty of care, to look after the 72 clubs that are part of the English Football League. That's their job, ultimately. And what's happened is, because of the Premier League, because of the revenues that are coming in there, you get teams that are spending ever more money to try and play catch-up. And I don't think scenarios like Bolton or Bury will be one-offs. It's not a coincidence that there's two happening in the same season. I don't think that's going to change. I think there's going to be more and more clubs that are being led by owners that claim to have big money, and the EFL are just going, yeah, sure, you do, but how can you really prove that until the proof is in the pudding? But then it's always too late.
Will, how long have you been supporting Bolton for?
I've always supported Bolton since I sort of moved up from when I was down south, and I lived there for quite a number of years, and since they've always been a big passion of mine, supporting Bolton, supporting your local club, and through obviously being with friends as well. It's been such a great football club, and it's horrible to see the way it's sort of coming out at the moment, really.
What has it been like to go from obviously European football to this in the space of 10 years, you know, League 2, League 1 relegation staring you in the face. You don't know whether you're going to have a club.
Well, it's obviously massive. I mean, you've gone from playing the likes of Bayern Munich away from home, getting a 2-2 draw, to now, you know, likely probably really going to struggle and maybe look like going down this season. But, you know, you've got a manager in Phil Parkinson, which, despite what many fans might say, and he has taken a lot of stick, for me, he's done a brilliant job considering the circumstances. You can't underestimate how difficult it is to manage in terms of when you've got this line, you know, really facing you. You've got no players to operate with, and the fact is he's been able to really develop these youth players into an outfit that has competed at a good level. I mean, the way they played against Coventry the other week was fantastic. You know, last week was brilliant. I remember I saw the game, and it's difficult to comprehend how good a result that really is, because, you know, a side where the bench was average age was 16.5 and the starting lineup was 19.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's really it's unbelievable. Yeah, Coventry, of course they deserve to win the game, but the fight and the guile that they showed is something that I think gives Bolton fans a lot of heart and desire. And what I hope for Bolton is the fact that they can really pull through with this takeover and get it done as soon as possible. And then when that happens, hopefully build themselves. And if they do that, and maybe hopefully get through with free agents before it finishes, hopefully they'll be able to stay up this season, because they're such a big club and they deserve so much more success than they've got at the moment.
I've said this to everyone we've on it. If you could say, what would you say to Bassini right now, if he was watching this?
I'm not sure I could say it on camera what I really want to say to Bassini, but, you know, I
can give it a try.
Well, I think, you know, what he needs to do is assess the situation, assess what damage he's doing to such a great, illustrious football club. You know, this isn't a game; it's a football club. It's fans. He's got people who've worked for this football club for many years, and
you guys are the only one that lose at the end.
Exactly, and he's destroying the legacy that many fans have. And what the Football Ventures group are trying to do is really establish the football club once again. And he's coming in and he's trying to completely eviscerate everything they've done for it. And for me, he's just doing it for his own gain. And for me, I'd very much echo that sentiment. He does need to step back and realise that this is more than just a financial deal. You're affecting people's lives, and he just needs to take a step back and realise what he's doing, and hopefully remove himself from the process.
And finally, sorry, is that all the fans really want? Just stability? Would that be like Christmas come early? Just some stability?
Look, very, very much so. I mean, Bolton we've not had that for years. So, you know, to get that really put forward in our whole club for years to come would be brilliant. And that's something that all Bolton fans really want. It's just stability and mainly a football club that they can support for years to come. That's all we want.
And that is the end of the video. We would like to thank everyone who spoke to us today. We would want to speak to a few more Bolton fans, but many that we spoke to were just tired, to be honest, of speaking about the situation, or they didn't think that their views would be airable on our YouTube channel. So we'd like to thank everyone who spoke to us today. Obviously, you can see from the Bolton fans, they're fed up. They want Bassini out. Laurence Bassini is very unlikely, but if you are watching this video, please get out of Bolton Wanderers Football Club. You see it a lot of the times. You've got teams like Bury, Bolton, Macclesfield. The EFL are letting them down as well. That is the view from the fans. The fit and proper test just doesn't seem to be doing its job, really. So that was the view of the Bolton fans today. But hopefully you've enjoyed this public video. If you want us to do any others, please leave a comment on the video below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means a massive amount to us. Check out our video with Andy Ritchie as well. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time.